culture?
British culture. A lot of people say, "What is British culture?" And again, right now, when you ask,
my man say, "What? I ain't watched this before, so we'll just keep stopping and starting it as we go on along here." My man saying, "What is British culture?" Right now, I don't know what the fuck British culture is. Yeah, British culture is like American movies, European cars, fucking Middle Eastern Far East food. I don't even know what the fuck UK culture is anymore, bro. But I know, yeah, you see the European Union, yeah. I know that the England tried to join the European Union, yeah, and they had a vision, bro. Their vision was obviously a single market, and that makes sense. The single market makes sense because look what's going on with America when all the states united. How powerful that made America, bro. That made America powerful, 50 states, bro, working together with a centralization. And then fucking on top of that, yeah. So that, but you know what? And then everyone integrates. Everybody has to integrate, bro, yeah. But you know what it is about Europe integrating, bro, yeah? Our identities run too deep, bro. Europe's identities run way too deep because you see England's got its deep history, Spain's got its deep history, Germany's got deep history, France has got deep history, and so on, yeah. So you can't just merge everybody, bro, because when people start losing their identities, yeah, no one's gonna like it. That's what's happening over here now. Like the British, bro, yeah, they don't like what's going on, understandably, because everyone's from everywhere now. It's an imagined community. They call it an imagined community because it's not really a community. You know what I'm saying? But they tend to think, yeah, that they tend to unify everybody under one flag. But that's not how humans work, bro. We shouldn't have left the EU. We definitely shouldn't have we definitely should not have left the EU. England are crazy. This is why you can't give certain people like the vote. Because if you give man the vote, of course, man are gonna think, "Oh, we're England, we conquered the world, we can do it again." We can't do that again. The world's in a totally different state, bro. It's not that anymore. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not that anymore, bro. Man can't do that no more. And we done it before because we was technologically better than everyone else at the time, yeah. But we're definitely not technologically better than anyone right now. EU came after World War II to stop another war. You know what it did, and there hasn't been a war since with any European nations with each other, So, bro, you see when Europe goes to war, we go to war, Do you vote or can you vote? Yeah, I can vote, but I don't vote. If man should really start to vote. I ain't really gonna make that much of a difference, but still edge it in the right way, maybe. Of course you can. UK going to be the first man to get blamed.
Someone about British culture go, "Oh, you've got no culture." That winds me up.
Yeah.
Right, that really, really aggravates.
Well, it's kind of true, isn't it? I mean, I can't think about what our values and culture is now.
Well, that's because
it's gone.
Because it's being suppressed, right? It's being suppressed. It's almost like a death by 1,000 cuts now.
Hey, man is saying there's no one to vote for, but sometimes, bro, one policy is just a bit better than the other, and maybe we can just edge that way if we vote for that one. You know what I mean? But my man's saying we've been being suppressed, like what's saying about?
Is British history. That's what culture is. It's not just scones and tea and the royal family, which people say, and again,
well, I mean that the royal family's fucked itself.
But
I mean,
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But it's British history, and when you go right back to when our society was sort of formed and our culture, we are problem solvers. Yeah, we're explorers. We've mapped out, British individuals have mapped out the majority of the world. We're adventurers. Yeah, when I say that we're extreme problem solvers.
Wait there. Yes, bro, you good ends. Paid. Yes, bro. Love for coming over. We're just talking about, we're just watching a thing on what British history is right now. It's a little political one.
Look at we're construction. Yeah, when I say that we're extreme problem solvers.
He's saying we're problem solvers, bro, but we're not problem solvers right now. You see our biggest thing right now, bro, is services. That's our biggest, look, I'll show you, bro. Our biggest thing is, bro, yeah. Let me show you. Our biggest export is services. This is Britain's biggest export. Wait there. Britain's biggest export. Yo, yes, services are Britain's biggest export, significantly outpacing goods exports and making UK global leader in services trade. I swear down, we are the global leader in services, bro. But we're not thingy anymore, bro. Yo, happy Christmas, bro. We're not an industrialized country anymore, bro. We moved from that. I think Margaret Thatcher moved us from that, bro. Look what other countries did with their oil money compared to what we did. What did we have any oil money, bro? I don't know whether I know we got a little bit of oil going on in the seas and shit, but have we ever had any oil money, bro? Remember, all our money come from colonization, bro. It makes sense for us, though. I'll be real. You see when they say services, what do they mean, bro? What do they mean by services? What do they mean, like banking and shit like that? Is that what they mean? Britain's biggest service export. Does anyone know, bro? We got any? Not all money. Does no one know what that shit means? Well, fuck that. Let me ask what it means. Yeah, banking, etc. All right, then, cool then. Thought so. Get back on this.
Construction experts. We are construction trailblazers. You know, we build bridges over water. We build, tunnels from country to country. We are educators. You know, that's what our culture is. That's who we are. And when you go back, and I go back to a thriving society, we're of Christian faith, Christian beliefs, Christian morals, and Christian principles. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be Christian.
What am I saying? If we had no money, we wouldn't have been able to colonize guns, boats, and money. You know what? That is true. So, I think, you know what it is though, bro? I think like, we got I was gonna say we got the money from the Americas, bro, but I'm thinking, was we colonizing before Americas? We have so much oil and gas in the North Sea, they don't just extract it and let companies extract it for free.
And you have to be religious in order to understand and agree that Christian principles, values, and morals that are intertwined in our law and order, intertwined in our calendar year, intertwined in our society, that makes it safe and secure, that they're fair, they're just, they make sense. You know, drinking age, 18, sort of makes sense. Sexual consent, 16, I still think is a bit young, but 16 to 18, it sort of makes sense. You know, all of these principles and values and morals where your moral compass sits true north.
You know what? My man's actually making a bit of sense here, you know. He's basically saying our legislations are our culture, because saying 16 to be legal, this, that, drinking, everything kind of like our values and stuff, everything kind of makes sense.
Protecting the innocent, protecting innocence. You know, all of this sits under Christian values. Love thy neighbor, whatever it may be.
Google, how much did England make from oil? Countries built. How much did England make from oil? All the Nordic countries built infrastructure and shit, we squandered it. You know what it is with us though, bro, yeah? Everybody's all right over here. Like, you see in a lot of these rich countries, like Dubai and shit, people say, yeah, you see Dubai and that, bro. They're supposed to have a super poor population as well, you know? Like, the rich are rich and the poor are really poor. But you see our country, bro, the poor are poor, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the poor are poor because they have like mental issues and they have like life issues and bad habits. They're not poor because they can't get a job. I feel like they're poor because they have a drug addiction, or they have like a gambling addiction, or they have some like psychological addiction. You know what I mean? What fucks up their life. I don't feel like they're poor because the opportunity is there. And all a country really can do is provide opportunity, you know, and education. It's up to you to do the rest, bro. Oh. Not even on that Tommy shit, but we were the greatest nation to ever exist at one point, bro. We was the greatest nation at one point, yeah. Don't get it twisted. Loads of nations have been the greatest nation at one point. Look what Rome did. Look what Macedonia done with Alexander the Great. You know what I mean? Genghis Khan and that. Everybody's had their run, bro. Everybody's had their season. Sounds fucked, but I think across the world and time, yeah, that's probably true. Now the locals all rich, and the migrants get paid pennies. It's true, bro. Over here, bro. You see, that's what I always say. See, England is the best place to be poor. If you need to start off somewhere in the world being poor, it's gotta be England, bro. We're just gonna say Genghis Khan had the biggest empire of them all, you know. He had the biggest one, bro. Yeah, that's why I said we're Google what country had the biggest empire ever and see what comes up. All of our now it's different time frames. Genghis Khan had most of the known world at the time, bro. You know what I mean? We already knew what the world was when we started our shit. All of our best talent has been leaving UK for the past 100 years. Everything else, yeah, that is true as well, bro. The British Empire was bigger than the Roman. Yeah, but yeah, that is true as well. Yo. No, it didn't. We did. England is finished. Let's be real. No NHS jobs. Had like 10% of the world. Big numbers. Mensa Munsa was on some shit. You see that Mensa Munsa though? Is that actually a fact, bro? Is there evidence like that Mensa Munsa? Is there evidence about him, or is he just? Is that just like a mythical thing, like a Jesus thing? Like, you know what I mean? The British Empire was bigger than Genghis Khan. There isn't one that's bigger. All right, calm down, Cov, bro. We know what you're on.
Be without getting too religious about it. This is what our culture is intertwined with. This is who we are. And ultimately, when you go back, and this is the part of our culture which has been completely sort of cut off, if you wish, is British culture is white culture, right? Daren't say that.
No, Cov is loving that bit. Cov is loving that bit.
That's one thing. If you say to people, what is white culture? They go, well, when I was growing up, you wouldn't even mention it. Yeah. You wouldn't dare mention it. That's been eradicated 50, 60, 70 years ago. You know, what is white culture? Again, white culture, explorers, adventurers, extreme problem solvers, educators. You know, and that white culture has been cut off, right? And then the next thing that's being cut off or being suppressed.
You know what though? You can't just say that's just white culture. I don't know if you're saying it's just white culture, because a lot of cultures are educators and that, bro. A lot throughout the world, bro. And a lot of cultures are fucking seekers and they got and travelers and everything, bro. We can't just say that's like a white culture thing, even though. Like the Europeans, bro, you see the Europeans smashed it, you know. Literally changed the whole world, bro. Because you see, before Europe and started going fucking traveling everywhere, doing mad shit, yeah, building trades everywhere, yeah. The world weren't mixed at all, really, you know. Like everybody in anybody in the Americas, yeah, South America, I've never seen a European ever, bro. I think the Vikings went to like North America ages ago at one point, but apart from that, the Americas has never seen no Europeans or no nothing like that, you know, bro.
Faith, Christianity. When you go, the UK is a Christian country, or England's a Christian country. The UK is a Christian nation. They go, no, it's not. It's multicultural now. Because again,
it's multicultural now, and I think it's more atheism now. Like people, not to say atheists like they don't believe in God, but they just believe in their own type of God and not like through the structure of religion. Now, when Columbus landed on the Americas on a horse, they thought he was a god or something, not human. They'd never seen a white man on a horse.
And now, after the white culture is completely gone, right? We can't be allowed to be proud of our white culture. But when you mention Africa, for example, you go, Africa, what is that? Well, it's black culture. When you mention South America, it's Hispanic culture. When you mention Japan or China, it's Oriental culture.
I was so funny.
You know, we are being suppressed. Our culture is being so suppressed that we become cultureless, right? And when we become cultureless, we have no identity. When you have no identity, you have no sense of purpose and no sense of belonging. What does that create? It creates frustration. Well, first of all, it creates confusion. Where do I belong? What are we? Who are we? Confusion, frustration. You get frustrated.
You know what he's saying here, though, yeah? When you don't have this, like, it creates confusion. He's not lying, you know, bro. But you see, like, just to take away a bit from what he's saying, it's not a country that gives you that, bro. It's family, bro. It's your family that give you your fucking identity and your purpose, you know, and your position amongst your family. But the way shit is now, yeah, the way fucking how the government's just infiltrated so much of our lives, yeah, it's broke up the family home. So now you don't get no purpose from your family. You're supposed to get purpose from now the state's trying to give you purpose, but it's not aligning with us, bro. Blakes, this guy would say you are a confused British person. You know what I see? He definitely say that. But you know what I think I am, bro? Am I a product of the Windrush? What's the Windrush when all the Jamaicans and came in and helped rebuild the country? Because my area's fucking predominantly black, yeah? Predominantly Jamaican, bro. Am I a product of the Windrush policy, bro? The way I speak and the way she is, but I'm not just that though, because I'm also a product of us of American fucking culture, bro. Because a lot of shit man do is a lot of shit that I watched, a lot of shit that's made me up, what's like influenced my life is from America. Watching all these Americans all the time. You know what I mean? So, you know what I seen somebody say the other day as well, yeah? And bro, it's so true because the way you speak is a phenomenon. And I thought, what the fuck did they mean by that? And then I deeped it, yeah. And I thought, you know what, bro? It is a fucking phenomenon because I'm Irish, yeah. And I speak like a fucking ghetto. I don't know, like I'm from some ghetto, some whatever, why they say black, in it. So it's like, rah, you know, I should never speak. You see, the way I speak is black, yeah, because I sound black, to speak black, yeah. You see, if that's true, then it is a phenomenon, bro, because this is a product of fucking immigration and fucking, you know what I'm trying to say? It's mad. It's no one like a white guy who's from Ireland living in England should not be speaking. Like theoretically, just looking at my little shit, the way I'm speaking, bro, it's a phenomenon. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie, basically. In a way, I'm black, you get me? But what? You can't even say that now, bro, because people would say, oh, you're basically black, but it's not even that anymore because it's just ghetto. You know what I mean? I would say it's just ghetto. But even how we dress and that, these tracksuits and all this kind of shit, where this shit's from America, you know? You know what I mean? Ghetto, right word. Yeah, I think it's ghetto as well, but because the ghettos are predominantly black, then that's why they would say black. You know what I mean? Yeah, deep.
Anger and then violence. Okay, so the suppression of one's identity. I've been there when I left the military. Lost. I was lost, mate. I was like, 6 months later, I ended up in prison. Because I didn't recognize myself. I didn't know where I belonged. I didn't have an identity. I was trying to refigure this.
Give me an identity, bro. Evolution. When I started studying evolution, I started to realize who I am and why I think the way I think, why humans think the way they think. It helped me so much in understanding myself, bro.
This everything out. And guess what happened? Frustration. I got frustrated about it. I got confused. Anger and then violence. And I went down that road to where it hit violence, where us as a society right now, we're in that anger, right? Extreme anger, teetering into violence, teetering into civil unrest. It's because of our lack of culture, our lack of identity. Okay, it's got nothing to do with race, religion, ethnicity. It's the lack of identity that's severely being suppressed in the UK to the point where
Ross is saying, have you ever had them conversations with yourself, bro? They're the most. We all have conversations with ourselves, yeah, and that is the most important conversation you ever have in your life, yeah. So it's very important. It's very important you identify what you're telling yourself. You understand? Try be aware. So you can't be aware 24/7. The mind just don't work like that. But when you're there, you see your body. Your body is a biochemical feedback system. Yeah. So you see if you're clocking yourself feeling sad. Think that's your chemicals. I'm sad. Why am I sad? I must listen to what the conversation, then you're telling yourself, you know what I mean? Am I sad because I've been telling myself this all day? Am I sad because I've been stressing about this thing, what's happening tomorrow? Or am I sad about I've been thinking about this? And you know what I say, and I heard what's deep, yeah? You suffer more in imagination than you do in reality, bro. That saying is so deep, bro. You suffer more in imagination than you do in reality. And like, just for a little analogy, it's like, imagine you think you're gonna fight tomorrow, or you're going into work and you hate somebody at work, and you're going in there, you think, I'm gonna have a big argument with this person at work, and then you're stressing all night. And then you go in the morning and they say, oh, you all right? Da, da, da. And it's not even an argument. You're just like, it's nothing. You've literally just stressed the whole night and the whole day about something what hasn't even, it's you in your imagination, bro. You suffer more in imagination than you do in reality, bro. It's fucking crazy. That's why they say, try just be in the present. Try just be in the present as much as you can. But obviously, how do you be in the present? Just look at something. They say, like, meditations, like breathing and stuff like that. Yeah, but just look around, bro. Just clock something. Like, just take a moment and peep your surroundings, bro. Like, anything what brings you back to the here and now. Yeah, but that's because one day when you were not expecting beef and it came to you, and it's a defense mechanism. Yeah, it is, bro. That's why the evolution shit taught me that. Like, your body does these things for a reason. You know, the past and the future don't exist. Not some spiritual shit. It's actual fact. The human brain is mad powerful. Bro, why we're so fucked up in the way we're thinking, yeah, it's because we haven't evolved yet to be in these social fucking dynamics that we're in now, in these concrete jungles that we call cities. We're the first adapters. So our shit's just wiring out is fucking up, bro. Our circuitry's fucking up because we're not evolved for this shit, bro.
People now at that anger phase teetering into violence.
So I want to come back to who you think's suppressing it, where that suppression is coming from. But Elon Musk recently says he believes civil war in the UK is very close. You said we're on anger and teetering on the edge. Do you think we're close to civil war?
My ear is very close to the ground. I'm one
because
of
your
people.
Background.
I'm one of the people, mate. I'm one of the people. Grassrooted. I'm a survivor and thriver. I'm not a politician.
Yes, ends love, bro. But yeah, you see what my man's saying? The UK is so close to civil war, and he's saying, my ears to the ground. He ain't got a fucking clue, bro. The UK is not nowhere near civil war, bro. Nowhere near. We've got it too nice. We've got it, man. Fuck civil war. There's people out there that won't even not turn up to work in the morning. Man are too scared not to go. Man are too scared to not even go work in the morning. And you think there's gonna be a civil war, bro? Man, no one ain't on those. We've got it too nice over here, bro. And if you don't want to hear it, all right, where the fuck is the civil war, bro? You think of the civil war? A couple years ago, they told everyone not to come out their house, bro, because of a cold going around, and nobody came out their house. And man is saying, my ears to the ground, the civil war's gonna happen. Bro, man, no one's on shit, bro. Everyone's got it too nice, bro. We got free healthcare. Bro, we living like fucking kings, bro. Even the poorest person is living like kings, bro. We eat any fucking Italian food, this food, that food. Everyone can walk out the door, eat that shit when they wanna. Everyone's warm in their houses, bro. What the fuck are we going to civil war for, bro? Social order. Because a bunch of fucking people are coming in who people don't get along with, and our communities are breaking up. That's a social matter, bro. I don't think man are going to civil war, bro, for that. They want it so they can enforce digital ID. Even if there was World War III, nobody in the UK, this gen, would want to think they'd get fought. Bro, everybody says, a lot of people don't identify with Britain and what's going on now. That's why everybody says, a lot of people I know, anyway, it might not be everybody, a lot of people I know say, if we went to war, I'm not fighting. That's what everybody's got so used to chilling and that now, yeah. Man say, if we went to war, I'm not fighting, bro. I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Me personally, I think I would fight, you know. I don't know why, it's just in me. If somebody invaded us now, yeah, and it was up, I'll be like, give me a Kalashnikov, bro. Fuck it. Let's defend Britain. And Britain ain't being good to me at all, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Britain ain't being good to me at all, bro. It's just literally outlawed me and gave me a fucking and put me in jail my whole life. But I'll still stand and fight, bro. But a lot of man wouldn't. A lot of man say, I ain't fuck that, bro. What am I fighting for? People don't know how. I don't know though, bro. Everyone's got a title to their own right. What am I saying? Just because you're mates with Muslims don't mean that when the time comes they won't try to. But I like to think I'd go, but politics are mad. Would I go for reasons or just use the weapon? Yeah, but you're fighting for your own personal life in that instance. Surely not the used to say this on the yard. Imagine the world went into war. What might actually... You know what, bro? Going somewhere and fighting is a totally different thing, bro. Anyone that says they wouldn't is dumb. We're going to protect our family. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see, going somewhere, bro, going to a different country, that's totally different. I wouldn't sign up for that. I wouldn't just be like, oh, come, let's go to war then. Like, let's go over to Germany and storm the beach of fucking... Frankel or whatever it's called, yeah. Fuck, I ain't doing that, bro. No way. But if they come here, fuck that. And I feel like it'd be easy because they don't know the neighborhoods. We know the neighborhoods. We could just boom, jump over a wall, take off 5 heads off the top of a tank, jump back over, come round the other side. They don't know what's going on, bro. They're on the block. You know what I'm saying? Throw a grenade, bow, fuck off, run round. 2 geezers run to the top of the block of flats, bow, 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 bow. They don't know the block, bro. They don't know the territory. We fully know that shit. I'll never go invade for UK, but yeah, gonna have to defend the gaff if it's on. Bang on. I'm with you on that, bro. Until all the family members got out, I'd be trust me. Your enemies are already here. You man ain't got a Scooby. Oh, bro, Cobb, shut the fuck. This commentary. Cobb, oh my God. Yo, Blake's got a shit map. Yeah, man, I'm ready. Map knowledge. Yeah, we got map knowledge 100%. In World War II, they were removing street signs in the UK, so if they got raided, they do bad. That's a fucking sick but you know what now though, yeah? There's Google Maps and that, bro. So they've got the satellites and shit, so they could see anywhere they wanted to go, but they haven't got the feel, the experience of the terrain. You know what I'm saying? Drones, everything. Yes, and it's a drone war now. This guy talking about fucking my ear to the streets is gonna be a civil... Bro, there's gonna be no civil war, bro. And you know why there's gonna be no civil war? We ain't got weapons like that. Don't get me wrong. Like, man, I got people in the... You can probably get a hold of a few fucking anchor or whatever the fuck you can, yeah? But, bro, man ain't got no sort of weaponry to fight no army over here if they really wanted to lock man down. Yo, Cobb has a point. They will go with... bro, Cobb's only got a fucking supporter. Oh, my God. Cobb's got a point. They were going mad in Small Leaf during those Southport, right? You have to define mad. What is mad? The kick through a few pub door windows. That's not going mad, bro. Kicking through a few pub door windows when it comes to civil war is not going mad. 300 deep with machetes. They've done absolutely nothing with it then, bro. At most, they probably hit one geezer with it. They've done that's not a civil war, bro. Do you know what civil war is? Shopkeepers, business owners, local mums fucking making shit, bro. Taxi drivers, everybody go. Civil war is everybody going to war, bro. Not 300 fucking chavs with machetes, bro. Tommy never even... Tommy don't want that... All them pub geezers with Tommy and that, bro. I see them. They don't want that smoke. Trust me, bro. Wait, you be bad by food. You man won't realise till they go door to door. You lot in Brum will get it first. My city will be ready. Bro, shut up, bro. They told you to stay indoors on COVID and you stayed indoors, bro. Man ain't on shit.
You know, fit up in this sort of trajectory of hierarchy within the government. Not saying that I won't make my way there, because I will. But my ear is very close to the ground, mate. And if I could tell the people how temperamental things are right now in the UK, and if someone gave a certain order, and there's a few influential people at ground level, I'm not talking about government, politics,
You know, I guess this guy's chatting shit as well. Because you know, civil war as well. That means your kids don't go to school and that, you know, everything's off, bro. Teachers, nurses, everything stops, bro. Everything stops in civil war, you know. Because you're unplugging the system, bro. You know what I mean? Nobody wants civil war like that. It needs to be a peaceful handover if it's going to be anything.
The MOD, I'm talking about ground level. If we gave a certain order, all hell would erupt in the UK. The troops are aligned. The armies are behind certain people.
Let me see the comments in this. This guy's waffling, bro.
Certain people pressed a certain button to say enough's enough. You'd have an army of millions that would just wipe this place out.
Wow.
Fact. I know it.
America, yeah. England absolutely has a port. Yeah.
What would cause that button to be pressed?
I think any more children being murdered, any more people, Brits being murdered. And there's a common denominator. And I hate to bring up colour here because I don't see colour. I've never seen colour. Right?
Bro, this guy is fully waffling, bro. I can't even listen to him no more. He's chatting shit, bro. He ain't got a clue, bro. He ain't got a clue, bro. Oh. Look what happened in Nazi Germany. You think anyone's seen that coming? Everybody's seen that coming, bro. What are you talking about? They built up their army from millions, bro. That's the biggest thing. Yo, it's not about ideal. You need to think bigger. For ideal, 100%. So your kids will be fighting against their kids. Gonna happen, though. Oh, I don't know, man. Fuck knows, bro, man. Fuck these lot, anyway. Yeah. What else is going on? Well, you know what? I get it though, man. I get why everyone's upset in it because the communities are fucked and that, bro. But it's too late, bro. It's raw too late, bro. I need a new fucking structure or a new plan or something. Ambush and shit. Should we have a look at the ambush?